So you described yourself before as a cold call machine. Is that right?
Yeah, you've got to make cold calls. You've got to be able to sell. You've got to be able to bring business through the door to get noticed.
You know what? Look, I got to tell you something. On this show, you can't talk in general terms. If you say, yeah, you got to make cold calls, Maureen's been asking you for hours already, how many cold calls? How many cold calls did you make a day when you were moving
Until your
up?
fingers bleed, Animal. What do you mean?
Thanks, Jerry. He's the guest. Thank you, Jerry.
I made cold calls until I was able to book enough appointments for the rest of the week so I'd hit my target of having 15 appointments a week, face-to-face with clients. And I didn't have a number of cold calls that I made. I just went through because I knew if I saw 15 clients a week, I'd get one new account because I worked all my ratios backwards. So I would cold call and keep going until I got 15 appointments. Then the next 3 days, I'd hop in my car, I'd drive around and see them. If I was in a building somewhere and across the street I saw an account that I wanted to go into, I'd go cold call them as well and walk in there and find out what's going on and then put them on my call list. So it was just time management in terms of making sure that you've only got 8 or 9 hours in a day where you can talk to customers in terms of selling to them. If you maximize those, you do all your admin and all the other stuff on the back end outside of those hours, and you don't waste any of the time, and you can be successful. I mean, I don't think that it's about how hard you work. It's about managing the numbers. It's not necessarily how smart you are or anything like that. It really is just about wanting to be successful. And when you talk about passion and drive earlier, you've got to have the drive, you've got to have the passion to just get out there and take the hits and take the rejection. But you know what? Based on this call today, I'm probably a bit out of practice, so I probably need to start making some cold calls when I get off the phone.
They don't really do that anymore. You're in luck.
Listen, would you say true or false, Jimmy, the most exciting thing you can ever do is call a lot of strangers on the phone?
True.
True.
True? Okay.
True.
Let me ask you this. Do you know the song? Do you know Amy Winehouse? You familiar with her?
Oh,
I'm
that's hard.
She's got a song called Love is a Losing Game. Would you say that cold calling is a losing game, but sometimes you win?
Yes.
Did you say that, Jimmy, or somebody else?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you're
sometimes
a cold
you
caller.
win, sometimes you win big.
Are you a natural cold caller? Is that what you're saying? Because you just said a few seconds ago.
I had to train myself to be one.
Mm-hmm.
When I started, I hated picking up the phone, but I had to train myself and be disciplined and make myself do it.
How did you do that, Jimmy?
I've only ever met 2 or 3 in my life, 2 or 3 natural cold callers.
How did you turn yourself into a cold call machine?
It's discipline. It's like I said, you've got to sit there, be able to take the rejection and just keep smiling and dialing. And you know that for every call that you make, you're one closer to getting the yes. But you just got to let yourself not worry about getting the no's.
Okay. Now you see yourself also as a good salesperson, obviously, right? You'll walk into anybody's store and try to sell them. Am I right about that?
Not necessarily try to sell them, but yeah, I think I've done okay in my career in terms of sales. I'd say
so
that.
You're not a high pressure closer. You're just a hi. I'm Jim. Do business with me.
I'm a hi. This is what I can do for you. If I can do this for you, is it going to change your life? Yeah.
It's going to change your life. Are you selling to clients or candidates? Who are you talking about?
No, clients. Clients in terms of walking through what they've currently got, and if I can show them a better way to do it, is it going to help them get promoted? Is it going to make them look good in front of their boss? Does it mean they're not going to have to work, extra hours of the day or work on weekends to get stuff done?
Let me interrupt you. What's the worst thing that ever happened to you on a cold call?
It's a good story, actually, and it happened in Northern California. I was in Pleasanton in an equity office building, and I was thrown out of the building for soliciting. Even though I argued that I wasn't soliciting, I was just trying to share some material which might help people with the business. I was then in Fremont 3 days later doing the same thing in another equity office building, and I was told the guy came up to me and he goes, I've warned you before about coming into our buildings, or you've been warned about coming to our properties and soliciting. This is the second time this has happened. I'm like, I've never been in this building before. the guy pulled out the video camera evidence from me in Pleasanton 3 days earlier and said, you were in one of our offices in Pleasanton doing it. That was pretty uncomfortable. I had to kind of suck it up and leave. But,
yeah, and did you go right to another call, or did you have to go to a Starbucks and cool off?
I went to another building, but let's just say it was an equity office.
Okay. And how about this? Last statement. We're almost out of time. A loser is someone who's afraid to say something wrong. True or false? True.
Double negative.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us before we're gone?
I think I could do better next time, Animal.
You'll come back. Thank you, Jim.